Hello and welcome to Hybrid Horsepower. Let's get right into the costs. I'm going to add some upgrades right now. Based on my tests, this was the lowest I could do stage 6.4 with. So I'm just going to add that all now, and you can see those costs. Now, of course, I'm also going to earn currency along the way, so that's not necessarily the final cost, but we'll do that at the end of the video. To start with, nice thing about doing these upgrades right away is you get used to the car that way. And you're going to see me making a bunch of mistakes with this thing early on because it's like, oh boy, first off, I haven't driven this car for a long time and not with these upgrades. I did it with more upgrades last time. Now, we're not going to go too far with some of this stuff. Like, we're not going to do too many of these early races. You can see I'm doing okay at Melbourne, but not necessarily for very long. So yeah, we're not going to be doing all of this. And definitely, you do not want to be winning this race. Don't do that in stage one. So I decided, oh yeah, I better turn around. We're going to go 4 times regular speed here for a bit. Let a whole bunch of people pass me. And then I realized, you don't need to finish in last place and decimate your earnings. All you really need to do is finish in like 8th place, like 8th to 10th place. It's still going to keep the targets low. It's going to work for like bot slowing and bot management. I'm definitely above recommended PR by quite a lot right now. So that's good enough. I've decided I'm going to get a little bit crazy. Might as well have some. I'm sure that's not fun for some people. For me, yeah, it might be a little bit of fun. Magnus? He's here already? Oh, well, we've got a long history. Let's turn on those TSM avatars. I usually have them off. I find, actually, when I'm doing time trials, I turn off the avatars and the names. I just find it distracting. I'm gonna wreck Magnus here. I find it distracting to have names flashing all over the place. I decided to smash his windshield, smash his bumper. It's gonna do more damage to him. If you've played this game much, you know that Magnus really eggs us on a lot in a lot of the content. So I kind of stick it to him. He's got a nice Lamborghini there, and I'm really taking it to him. Now, I'm obviously very much in 10th place. I'm not going to horse around her anymore. But just, oops. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. That was definitely an accident. I got to get used to the handling of this car. That time I decided, oh, who cares? I've trashed my Ferrari. It's going to get a free repair right away. So who really cares? Let's spin this thing around. Oh, yeah, look at that. She's pretty trashed. Oh, well. Then it's all better again. Okay, so Zoe's here. Keep up and tailgate her. Now, my concern is that this race is going to end as soon as I get in 60 seconds of tailgating. So, I don't necessarily want that to happen. I decided, oh, you want me to tailgate you? How about that? No, I'm tailgating you. What's the problem? Look at those. It's all adding up. And we're getting a little bit nasty. Now, we're not going to do too much of this. We're going to be skipping lots of the earlier stuff just because it's kind of nonsense. So let's just go, we'll go 4 times regular speed again. I decided I wanted to slow her down and let a bunch of people pass us so I don't get a first place finish, because I don't want a first place finish. So there she is, and I'm still getting all sorts of rough and tough and damaging her excessively. And we've just warped ahead here. I'm getting tailgating in, even though I wasn't right behind her. There was a car between us. It's so funny. Get him out of the way. And so I'm just going to wait till it's close to the end of the lap before I finalize my tailgating. That way I'm not, if I'm right and the race just suddenly ends, I didn't end the race too early. There we go. Oh, and it gave me first place anyway. Oh, well. I dragged out the length of the race as far as time, so that's going to help to keep the targets low. It's all necessary things if you want to keep the targets low. Now, I did tests before I bought those upgrades. I went and did 6.4. It's really hard with those upgrades. It's actually very annoying. It's the stupid AI that's forced us to spend this much on upgrades. I did have one person say that he thought it was possible with body at 3 and drivetrain at 1. I tried that quite a few times and I could not make it work once. So, that would be so difficult, you'd almost have to get lucky to pull it off. So that's cool. If someone can do that, that's going to be a little bit less gold. That would make it either gold neutral or maybe even gold positive. But, oh well. I didn't go too crazy. Now, the interesting thing, when you When you use less upgrades than most people, like that's what I'm doing, some of the other races become very difficult, which is what I found very interesting. So this, there's nothing I could do here. I thought I'd try to maybe slow this guy down a bunch without passing him, because I'm sure the race will end as soon as I pass him. So I thought I'm going to send him flying into the wall, and then I'm going to wait till Zoe catches up, and I'm going to shove. I went back to collect Zoe, and I want to shove Zoe to pass all these guys. That's kind of what I was going to do. Again, we're not going to watch all of this because this is just mind-numbing to watch. But you can push Zoe past people. So there we go. I'm trying to push Zoe to lap all these guys because the bots drive really slow. This is funny. Watch what happens right here. This is quite funny. Boom! Sorry, Zoe. That was not intentional. And I couldn't really get Zoe to do what I wanted her to do. So let's just end this race. And yes, it ended as soon as I did that, and it'll give me first place. Here we are at stage 2 at Silverstone or Silverstone. It kind of seems to depend on who's announcing a Formula 1 race or whatever it is. So average speed race, and you just got to keep moving. And I decided I'll be a bit of a jerk to Magnus, smash his windshield again. He's going to really hate me. And then I thought, I better drive the wrong way a little bit, build up some average speed, because I don't want to have a huge first place finish. This is funny. My car got stuck on the wall for a little bit, really not helping my average speed. I'm not going to go too far back. I'll kind of do a spin around here at Stowe and start heading the other way. Little drifting there, and let's just get this going the right direction for a bit here. Woo! I tell you, this is a slippery car, and all the upgrades I bought, pretty well all of them are speed related. So I've made this a nasty, slippery mess. But oh well, you need the speed. Like, look at this. This is the disastrous car. Every single upgrade I bought had to do with speed. Tires and wheels actually gives you a bit of acceleration, which you really do need. Like, you need it for stage 6.4. And then some stuff in stage 7 got pretty brutal, actually. I had to get a little more creative than I did the last time I did this, because last time I did all $R upgrades and then added some gold on top of that. Pretty sure I spent more gold last time, so I'm doing this substantially lower. Speedmaster, SMR, I looked at his videos to learn a little bit, and stage 6.4 is definitely the bottleneck. He was saying, like, this is what you need, and even then it's very difficult to get past the very first part of stage 6.4, even some of the later parts of that stage. But then also there's a stage 7 race that actually might be 7.4. By the way, you can drive there, it's not off track. It's funny, exit of pit road there is on track. You can do it in a time trial if you wanted to. Don't know why you would, there's no benefit. So I'm kind of lengthening the track here. I'm not wanting to finish too far up if I don't have to at this point, because if you're not familiar with it, that's going to increase bot difficulty and also increase the targets, having a really placing pretty high in the field. Now, I didn't want to push him too hard to the corner, because then he's going to really drive badly and waste even more of my time and more of my average speed. So you've got to know when it's time to push a car and when is it time to leave them alone. And you want to leave them alone when they're in the corners, because that's when they're going to get stupid. Oh, come on, I don't want to lose my average speed. Sometimes you can play around too much, trying not to have a high finish, and then stuff like this happens. I decided I don't want to pass them, but what am I doing? I mean, well, I got lucky. I could have wasted all that time, but I didn't. And we're moving along here. We're definitely not doing all of this race. This is a long race, so we're going to skip by a lot of this race. So first thing I look at is my timer. It's not counting. So I'm going to pull over 8 times regular speed here, let a whole bunch of people pass me, and 0 timer, so it didn't matter. Like I said before, I'm not going to try to finish in last place, because I realize with my second account here, $R matter. Like, sometimes I'm really low on currency, so I realize that you don't need to finish in 21st place in these races. It's just not necessary. Magnus, my old friend, I might leave you alone. It's tempting to give you a smash, but I'll leave you alone. You can see here that I'm overdriving. I'm driving it too deep. I'm still learning. So you can learn at every track. If you really know your tracks, then the lessons I'm learning here, I'll be applying to tracks coming up. I'll already know that, oh, okay, I can't drive it in as deep as I can typically. And so then I'm automatically going to be able to adjust my braking points at other tracks as I learn this one. Like, oh man, is that ever slippery. Again, we're not doing all 3 laps. That is going to be nonsense. We're going to skip a big chunk of this race. Coming to Copse Corner, I'm shocked how much I have to brake. I'm just not doing very well. I just have to have each lap under 2 minutes. And I mean, that's really not a problem. So as we come to the end of this lap, we're going to skip the next 2 laps. And we're just going to end the race because it's just like, I'm getting bored. So I just thought, oh, I'll just pass a whole bunch of people and then stop at the end of the lap and let the time run up a little bit. You know, make it so I got a few seconds left. Oh my. I mean, I was sure I would have stopped for Stowe. Vale Chicane. I mean, I still have 30 seconds left. So, yeah, that's a long time. So, like I said, I'm slowing it down here, but we're about to warp the next 2 laps, just as I grind to a halt. Checking out the interior a little bit. I mean, look at all that time on the clock, and okay, here we go. Let's skip ahead, and that's it. So that ended up being almost 6 minutes of a race. More than that, because the timer wasn't running for the first partial lap. So for this one, again, these are really easy. But what people do, the mistake people make, is they finish too aggressively in the early stages, and then they start saying, well, how come your bots are faster or slower than my bots, and how come my targets are higher than your targets? That's because you don't watch the beginning of these videos. And then it's too late. There's nothing you can do about it. When you get later in the race and the bots are too hard, your option is to buy more upgrades, and that's it. That's the only way you can lower targets. When you buy upgrades, it actually lowers the difficulty of the bots. It's a reward for spending currency. So here I'm going to hit speed multiple times on certain sections. So yes, that's why you've got to do your bot slowing, because the only way you can do bot slowing and bot management is when you are at or above recommended PR. If you're below, there's nothing you can do about it. So you gotta really take your time at the start, and it pays off later on. And I've definitely learned that the hard way. But there we go. Still sliding around. It is such a flat track. I mean, this is a Formula One track, so I mean, I know lots of other cars would run here, but oh, that was embarrassing. Like, it's not like a NASCAR track where you've got high banking. Monza had some very high banked corners. The old oval, which we don't run on. We run on, like, the start-finish straight is part of that at Monza. Actually, when we get to Monza, if you look at a certain point, you can see the old track. They do have it coded in there for historical accuracy. So I've got all my speed targets in. We've skipped a whole lap. No reason to watch all that nonsense. I'm deciding that I'm going to finish way back here. That's probably good enough. Maybe one more. Yeah. And then, like I said, 8th place. There's really no reason to push this much more than that. I don't think. And we're going to see. If I'm wrong, it's going to hurt me and I'm going to have to buy more upgrades. But I'm telling you, I won't. So I'm not. Haha. There we go. Okay, so now we're at the last race of Stage 2. Elimination race. It's funny it says beat Magnus and win the elimination race. Yeah, that's a requirement. But if you want me to beat Magnus, I'll beat him to a pulp. How about that? I'm going to decide what they meant by beat was to destroy his car. So yeah, let's find that. Let's find his Lamborghini and get nasty here. Where is he? He's up there. Okay. Well, this should be fun. We'll have some fun with Magnus. Funny he keeps driving the same car. Thought he would be driving this after a bit, but I didn't really check. I think that's a Reventon. Could be wrong. Oh, I didn't take out the rear window there. Oh, that should do it. Okay, he's going to drop back a little bit. What seat do we have here? Now I'm going to stack up the rest of the field. Deal with this Senna. Let's do something nasty. Let's force him to pit. Now, there's a pit wall in the way, but that's not really my problem. You're heading to the pits, buddy. Oh, is that ever nasty? Real life, yeah, you're done. You're disqualified. You're suspended. You might be done your career. That wouldn't be okay in real life. Good thing this isn't real life. The McLaren, I like an all-black McLaren. That's nice. I started getting into some more of the matte paints in the game. I didn't like them originally, but I started doing certain designs I've made in the past. I've gone back and put them in matte, and I actually like that finish. It almost allows you to see more of the colors. The high gloss hides a lot. I took out his other brake light, so now he should have no indications if he's braking or not. Now I'm horsing around. I'm going to get someone gaining on me here if I'm not careful, although he's about to be eliminated. So let's see if we can see his brakes. Nope, no brake lights left. I've destroyed his brakes. I kind of want to try to put him into the wall on the left. I don't know if I can pull that off. Oh, too late. Oh, maybe. Oh, did I do it? Let's go back and see. Whoa! Where'd the car go? Oh, it was a disappearing car. That's interesting. He kamikazed me. I guess I knew that elimination bots do that, endurance bots do that. Okay, let's turn her sideways here. See what happens. Oh, T-boned by Magnus. He's getting me back. Good job, Magnus. And my car is magically better. Okay, stage 3, we're at Red Bull Ring. Oh, that is not a very good track for this car. Oh, yuck. Right here, this is one of the worst parts for me at Red Bull Ring. You're braking downhill. So when a car like this, you're really going to have to get on the brakes early. Oh, it's a hard corner. I felt like I was going way too fast, so I hucked her sideways. Again, early stage races, I'm not going to be doing. We're not necessarily going to do all of these races. Like, we'll be skipping parts because it's a bit mind-numbing. Oh boy, look at that. Like, I've adjusted, but not necessarily enough. Yeah, as you can see, it's still, I'm losing not getting on the brakes early enough. Oh, nope, still not. Oh, good thing there's drive out there. You know what, though? This race is nonsense, and so here's me setting my fastest. And you can see my fastest time. I mean, you don't have to be very fast. And let's just end this. Nothing difficult about that one. I still finished earlier than I had to. Finished the next 2 laps in under 3 minutes. Well, a 1:15 is very easy with these upgrades. So a 2:30 is going to be very easy. Oh, but it's not 2 full laps. It's 2 1/4? 2 1/3? Guess we'll see. And I'm blowing the corners again. Come on, man. So 15, 20 seconds, I'm guessing. Yep, 20 seconds I lost there. So 3 minutes minus 20 is 240. 240 divided by 2 is 120 each. No trouble at all. 120 per lap with these upgrades is a joke. So I'm not going to be concerned. But, you know, it's very good. I am learning. I am testing things. Because the more I adjust there, that was better. The more I adjust to this car with these upgrades at this track, I can apply that to the next tracks. So I know there's a stage at Hockenheimring, and I know that's difficult. And so I've really got to be adjusted. Like, that was good. Maybe braking a little bit early, but you can always fix braking too early. It's pretty hard to fix braking too late, like that. Part of that problem was I think I was doing some braking with 2 tires off track, which will definitely increase your braking distance. You got to be aware of that. Sometimes that's good. It's fine if you want to increase your race line, your trajectory into the corner. Sometimes, guys, you swing out wide. That was better. I may be over braking it a little bit, but I realized oh, this isn't a really good place to be doing this ME7. Oops. Well, there's a nice push. But I'm looking at this, realizing that you can see that even during the race, I did the math that all I need is a minute 20. So, no problem at all. I'm letting guys, overtake me a little bit. I could do that same thing again. That was better. So there you go. You're seeing how I'm adjusting to a car. This is like learning a car all over again. Like I haven't driven, I don't like this car. So I've only driven this car when I absolutely had to, and definitely never with these upgrades. I had a different upgrade path, and I probably have this car fully upgraded in my other account. I'm really not sure though. I didn't look. I always feel nervous when my timer's getting low, especially when you start losing it. Oop, that's not good. That's not safe over there. That was all off track. So that was me driving very slow. Yeah, I'm not happy with that either. Yeah, this is not a good car for this track. I'm getting nervous. I shouldn't be nervous. I mean, 20 seconds is quite a lot. Yeah, I should be fine. Because when I started that last race, I was further back. Eek. Oh yeah, I've got time to spare. Don't really have time to give much back though. I don't want to do this race again. I sometimes it happens. I'll give one position back. There we go. Good enough. Onward we go. Really nothing challenging here. Tailgate me for 1 minute and 30 seconds. What's he driving? That could be, and that actually could be, this actually is a bit challenging. So, it's early stages, so bots are overbraking. Ahmed is overbraking, but he's driving an FXXK. And I decided to be nasty. I purposely hit him on the far right because I wanted to send him left. So I'm trying to stack him up, slow him down, so that maybe I don't have to win this race. Ooh, I definitely took out his back window. You can see that. Okay, I can let him go here. Get by. Let's go. Come on, man. That'll put me in 8th place. I'm okay with that. And there's my tailgating getting in. Oh, I don't want you in my way. So he can get away from you here. So you got to be careful. You got to really drive out of these corners nicely. My acceleration's incredible. So it's easy to hang with him. Now remember, you don't have to be slipstreaming to be tailgating. Those are two different things. Now I'm letting him go because I need to drive out of this corner to really close that gap up. If I drive too deep, that's going to be a problem. And again, I don't want to fill this up until I'm near the end of the next lap. So here you can see it's all counting, even though I wasn't slipstreaming. Still counting. Oop, that was bad. I'm going to lose him, I bet. Let's see. Yep, there you go. I just lost him. It's actually easy to not have enough race left to get all your tailgating in. 90 seconds is a long time for race cars. But I'm basically 2/3 done now. And yeah, I'm happy with this. I don't really want him to start passing people. So I'm going to get this really close to being full, and then I'm going to hang back. I'm going to get it really close to full before I do that. Uh-oh, he's trying to overtake. That's not good. I need to get him to go. Come on, you Reventon. Ah, Jackson. Ooh, only 2 seconds left that I need to get. This is later, so maybe the race doesn't end then. Oopsie. Ah, I drove it in too deep. Oh! I didn't want to finish the race that quickly. Oh well. Oh, no damage. Okay. This is actually, this feels like it's going to be daunting, but just drive well. Just try to trust yourself, drive well, and I'll let you see that how fast I can catch up to Ahmed. That's better. That's a lot better. And that's a lot better. Like right now, this looks horrible, but remember, he was substantially overbraking certain corners. So every corner, I'm gaining on him quite a lot. There's pretty good. Ooh, I was actually stayed on track there. I definitely used up the curb, every single inch of it. And here is where I want to have a nice, oh, I just saw a distance counter there. Where is he? There's Ahmed. Still quite a ways away. He's around this, oh, he's not around this corner. I thought he was around the corner and way down the track. He's not. Oh, good, I didn't overdrive it. Awesome. So now you get to see how quickly I'm gaining on him, because we'll start to see that distance. 250s. Start finish line will be a nice telltale. See how much he overbrakes the last two corners. Like now he's pulled away on me quite a bit, but then I'm gaining 200s. Oh, way under 200. Close enough that the distance counter went away, and then it came back. But let's see this, 170. Let's see how much the gap closes. And can I equalize that? Nice drive out. Very good, very good. So then you can see I have a nice drive out. You can see me gain. Takes him a while to outpace me. Oh, look at that. Wonderful gains there. Now I'm not sure when the race will end. I don't think this will end when I pass him. But you know what? Better safe than sorry. So I'll just hang out, and I won't necessarily overtake him until later in the race. I've just got to be careful not to get damaged. Interesting thing about a no damage stage, you've got to watch your bumper. Now Zoe's way back there. If someone hits you hard enough to damage you, that will fail you. Isn't that crazy? So you do have to watch that. So I'm going to be careful. So we're going to skip an entire lap coming up right away here. We're going to warp ahead an entire lap. And let's just see what happens when I pass Ahmed. I'll pass him right here, set up an overtake. And it does end. So I'm glad I dragged that out. Now, I think that's going to wrap things up. Yes, here we are at stage 4, where things should start to get more difficult, you would think. At this point, maintain an average speed. Porsche test track, definitely some challenging sections here. That didn't quite work as good as I wanted it to. That didn't quite work as good as I wanted it to. That didn't quite work as good as I wanted it to. Well, at this point I'm going to have maximum damage, obviously. And that didn't work as good as I wanted it to. None of this is working as good as I wanted it to. But let's just see how crazy this is. I really ruined my average speed, so I'm going to try to log in some more, and I'm going to turn around really quick. My car is destroyed, so who cares at this point? The amount of damage I had hitting cars, there's no way I don't have maximum damage. Okay. So that should be enough. I might not even meet anybody. The funny thing about this track is that the bus stop is what I just drove through. That is where you make massive gains on the bots, because they take that so badly. And so will you if you're using steering assist high. Even steering assist low will fight you to take a specific race line through there that is just wrong. Like the game takes that as 4 corners. Left, right, right, left. And I just take it as a one big left. Like you'll see a slight variance in my car's direction, but even in time trials, it's just one big left. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, I'm losing all sorts of average speed. I thought I would try to utilize this section of the track, and it was that was a disaster. Okay. I'm gonna have to get the average speed up. I'm trying to keep my speed going here. I'm a little bit worried about meeting average speed, so I might start cutting this course like crazy. We'll see. That was actually all on track. Yep, even that was all on track. Believe it or not, everywhere I just drove, you can drive in a time trial. And I'm probably not going to see anybody, but I might have to cut this last corner to meet average speed. Yee, I'm a little bit worried now. Maybe I shouldn't have done what I did. Let's just see if I can hit it. I've always got the option to cut corners if I have to. Come on, I forget what the average speed requirement was. Might have been 190 something. Well, let's see if I can do this again, or if this is just stupid. If I can manage to take this cut and just keep my speed up for a little while longer. Let's see here. Oh, that was perfectly clean. I wasn't expecting that. So that kept my speed up nicely. And then we're right back up again. Come on, what is the stinking average speed requirement? I'm getting worried here. Yes, that looks horrible, but it allowed me to hit a higher speed. And then I'm not on the brakes at all. Well, I'm definitely going to finish this race in last place. I need to get my average speed up. This is getting ridiculous. Oh, okay, it was low 180s. Perfect. Okay, let's just keep that kind of full. I wonder if I can take this corner properly or if I need to cut it. I will do this proper. And we're going to lose it. Yep, come on, come on. There we go. I was going to do a big spin. I thought, no, you better not. Just finish the race. That was horrible. Okay, hit the target speed 10 times without damaging the car. Okay, well, that's not going to be much of a problem, I don't think. Let's see. Again, it's one of the advantages of having the upgrades here already, is that we've got all sorts of speed. Horrible grip. It's shocking how bad this car handles. Oh, I thought I was going to hit speed and I didn't. Well, I better hit speed here. Oh, they're formation driving. He was to the far right. That means the next car will stay to the far left no matter what. And even to his horrible detriment, he'll stay to the far left. Like that. He took that corner so badly. And then right and then left for these two guys. Let's just see if they... So you can see they're formation driving. But right after the start-finish line, they're going to tuck in line. Because now they're individual driving. I believe that was something that was brought in Update 8.0, the introduction of Formula One content. There was a lot of reprogramming of bots for that particular update. It might have happened before then, but I do know that they did quite a change to bot behavior there. I wasn't expecting that, so that's a mistake, but oh well. Hit my speed target 7 times already. I'll hit it another time here, probably. I decided I'd be careful. That has to be Ahmed. Yeah, I was just thinking. It was funny it wasn't showing. Can I hit it again here? Not quite. Now, he's not going to formation drive. Ooh, that was interesting. That Vulcan. Here I should be able to hit. Yeah, there we go. And then I can probably hit speed 2 more times down the back straight. And yeah, like not much of a race to be worried about. Oh, there's an older Koenigsegg. Ooh, I tagged him, so that really hurt my speed run. And nope, I didn't get it there. Like I said, I'm not too worried about finishing top 10, even in 8th place. I'm not really concerned about that anymore. And we'll just see how that pans out as I do that. Easily hit speed here. So this time I might just try to do it nicely. Brake like a normal human being. Not using walls and all sorts of nonsense that sometimes people say, why do you do that? I'm also testing my knowledge of the braking points. So you can see I've made a lot of adaptations based on driving on other tracks. So going forward, hopefully I've sorted this out as I get to the next harder stages, so I don't have to waste a whole whack of time. Another FXXK, we're definitely getting the big boys here. So I might just finish in 8th place. I don't mind that. Don't mind the earnings. Yep, I'll comfortably be in 8th place. Oops, didn't drive out very good there. Not very good. That's okay. Not much difficulty. Do a figure 8. Very nice. Onward and upward. Okay. Next 2 laps in 2:55. Without going off track. Now, there probably is a second or maybe more of off track. I'm pretty sure it's not necessary, but we'll find out, I guess. We'll see if this is difficult. I didn't really test that. Oh, he's formation driving, which means this guy's going to be horribly in the way. Oh, no, he'll be okay. It's the next guy that won't be, because he'll stick to the left. And then this guy will be to the right, but I don't think I'll encounter him. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! That was off track. I was definitely off track for a little bit. So I need to be extra careful because I've already used up a bunch. Oh, the timer was already going. Huh. Oh well. Did it say no damage? So I don't want to use wall breaking or bouncing off walls necessarily. Drive it like an actual human would drive a car, not like an animal. Woo! That actually was on track, even though it looked like it was off track. but that would count. Being careful here. I don't want to get too dicey here. Okay, nice. Quite a lot of time on that clock. I forget what a normal lap is at this track. Believe it or not, that was all on track. Oopsie. Okay, that's not good. This is pretty well the only track in the whole game where the pylons are your indicator of on track and off track. So you can drive very far over because of the pylons. I mean, it's not that there isn't pylons on other tracks, but these are actually telling you where off track is. For the most part. Ooh, up there, you gotta be careful. That can be off track. Well, hopefully a 113 won't be difficult. We'll see. I'll drive it hard, and if I've got lots of time left over, I can give it back at the end of this race. But you want to be in the position of having time to spare rather than having to redo a whole race because you didn't plan things out very well. So I'm being a tad bit cautious. There we go. Very nice, very nice. Oh, I might end up having to pass a couple of people yet. Looking at that clock. Well, like I said, if I've got time left over, I can always give back positions. I'm taking it easy. You gotta really be careful on these tight hairpins with a car like this that's this loose. Yeah, I might have to take these guys. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Overdrove it. Oh boy, I'm gonna be close on time. I'm nervous now. Now, these guys are gonna be really bad in the bus stop. This is gonna be bad for me. There we go. I did really good, actually. 10 seconds? What the heck? And I overdrove it. Oh boy, I'm using up my time. Oh my goodness. That's surprising. I did make quite a few mistakes, but wow. Okay. Last race of Leipzig, our stop in Leipzig, Germany. And we're going through the bus stop, so watch his horrible time. Ugh, just tapping those brakes so ridiculously. Gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go. Now it's the time to get this car moving. Formation driving, he's gonna go over to the left right away after the start-finish line, unless I'm close enough. The bots actually do respect your race line pretty good for the most part, like not amazing, but way better than they used to. I remember endurance racing in the McLaren P1 GTR at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and in the old days, prior to update 6.3, if you were on the outside, exiting a corner, they would drive you into the wall. They would smash you into the wall at like 388, 389 kilometers an hour. Now, you can't do that right. You can still run that race in that car. If you're even right close to having the lane, they'll give it to you. So again, that's some of the bot programming changes with Formula One. They had to teach the bots to drive a little bit more like a Formula One driver where, oh, you've got the lane, I need to give it to you. You can't force drivers off track. That's a rule in Formula One racing. You can certainly do that in NASCAR. You can run someone right off the track. And it's on them to hit the brakes to not go off track. You're not going to get a penalty in NASCAR for that. Totally different than Formula One. So it's very interesting. Interesting just to know how the two work, that is. I like both of them, actually. Okay, so I'm definitely in third place. I think that was the only requirement. And, or was there a time requirement? I don't think so. I do not think so. So you can kind of just drive the race out at this point. Now, there is a requirement to be going a certain speed as you cross the start-finish line every single time. So you do have to keep that in mind at this circuit, at this particular race. If you forget that, you'll just fail, instant fail. So be careful there. But we're not going to do a whole nother lap after this. We'll just do a little bit of a warp and end the race, because it's just going to be boring. I'm not going to finish higher than third because I don't have to, and I'm not going to finish lower than third because, well, that would be a problem. I definitely need to finish third. Wow, he's pretty fast. Kind of playing with him a little bit there, but so you really got to remember to set up your speed run here. So get on those brakes early so you can really power out of this corner. You need to be not running off track here. Taking it a little bit wide. So you want to be going like 265. No trouble. Stage 5. We are at Nürburgring. So things will start to get a little bit more difficult. That's a lot of slipstreaming to get in. That's interesting. So this is where you really get to see how the unit of measure is not correct. It's not meters. It's the Roman cubit, for whatever reason. So getting lots of slipstreaming in. I don't want to be smashing my car up. Might have even said don't smash your car up, but... And got to be careful not to overheat the car. So I don't need to finish very high in the field, but there's a lot of slipstreaming to get in, and if you know Nürburgring, it's probably not enough actual track length to do this. Well, I think it's 5.1 kilometers, so that would be 10.2. No, that is not enough track length. So if slipstreaming worked as they show it works, you would have to be hooked up the entire time. So anyways, you're getting 2.25 meters for every meter you drive, and if you look up a Roman cubit, that's for some reason the unit of measure. That's hilarious. So there must have been some point where they changed this, where they had to, I don't know, for some reason they had to change it, and it just got stuck and forgotten about. It's kind of funny. Like, it's funny when the requirement is actually not possible. So yeah, that's awesome. But even still, like, look at this. I haven't even gotten half my slipstreaming yet. Well, now I have. But you can see this is a challenge. And then I lost it there. Now the Vulcans aren't hard to catch up to. But this last corner, oh, off track. I'm losing the whole back straight. Okay, I caught a little bit there. Yikes. That's not good, is it? Okay, well, there we go. Getting my slipstreaming without overheating the engine, because it's not getting better, it's just building up. So if you spend too much time off track, you'll get heat in the engine a lot more, because it's a function of time. You're on the gas, but the car is not really getting that much faster, so that the heat's going to climb. Must have a bunch of, I don't know, grass in the grill or something, that it's not that they're deciding the engine won't cool off no matter what we do. It's kind of funny. It almost feels like it's impossible. Oh, well, especially if you do something nonsensical like that. Well, I won't worry about Mr. Koenigsegg here. Well, maybe I will. He's going to hit the brakes, maybe. Not too bad. I was expecting him to really hit the brakes. I kind of want to finish in 8th place, but I definitely want to finish. Let's dump him off. Go back to the Vulcan. Should be done in no time. That's when if you really sit there and watch it, that's when you realize, oh, this unit of measure is completely nonsense. Because there's just no way it fills up that quick. But that's okay. We can have fun. This last corner, I actually hit the barrier in the last couple of months, right here. It drives me crazy. I hate that barrier. It gets in my head. Oh, didn't get the figure 8 in, but that's okay. Okay. Overtake 8 other racers out there. So, first thing to test is, does it have to be 8 unique racers? And I might have forgotten to test that, honestly. There we go. No, it didn't count. I let him pass me, and it didn't count. You might wonder why we're going so fast. It's a longer race, and I decided we're doing the whole race 4 times regular speed. So, kind of funny. Wouldn't it be interesting if you could drive this fast? Like, the McLaren MP4X almost feels like it has this much grip in the corners. Or the, it's funny. It has more grip than the Porsche 919 Hybrid Evo. But the Hybrid Evo feels like it has more grip. It's easier to drive that car. The MP4X is touchy. It's a harder car to master. But I love it. It's a great car. And so there we go. There is 2 very fast laps. There's Ahmed. Let's just slice and dice him. And there we go. End of the race at 4 times regular speed, sorry, not 8 times. Maintain your position, but get a whole bunch of skidding in. Otte. I think we can handle that. That shouldn't be too difficult. Although you don't want to be off track a bunch. In fact, I can't remember if it said don't be off track. So let's just avoid that. So there's a bit of drifting. There's 2 seconds. 5. Now you could do this down the start-finish straight. You could really huck the car sideways, but then you're going to lose a pile of speed. You can't pass and you can't be passed, so bear that in mind. Oh, okay, well that's off track. So I guess must have not been anything about off track. Or it's generous. Oh, that's way off track. Okay, that's definitely, they don't care if you're off track. So here I can log a bunch if I want to by just doing this. I'm lifting off a little bit to change direction without losing too much control of the car. Don't see anyone getting up behind me. See if I can drift this nicely. Oh, I didn't time that very well. It's a little bit embarrassing. 25.5 seconds. Do a little bit more here. And let's see here. A little bit here. Oh, I didn't expect that. Okay, well, I finished that race way sooner than I wanted to, so be mindful of that. Be careful out there. Finish in at least position 7. You know what? This is surprisingly difficult. It's not that easy to keep your average speed up here, I found. Especially because we're just all over the place, so I'm sloppy loose. Oh boy, I mean, it's the way I'm used to driving Nürburgring. You cannot drive this car that way here. So I'm going to be a little bit of corner cutting, maybe more aggressive depending on how bad it goes. So this is a longer race. I'm not sure if we'll do the whole race. Well, let's go through at least one more lap. So I was about 2:04 at the line. Let's see how much I lose. I'll drive it a bit careful. There is not off track, believe it or not. You can do that in a time trial, and it's a very good idea to do that to increase your trajectory. That is substantially off track and is not good. Very detrimental to the health of nuts. Lost average speed. And we've got multiple low speed sections coming up. I mean, I got up there in speed, but then I got to slow down a lot for this. Also because this car is dreadfully slippery. Tight hairpin here. Then we get back to a bit of a speed sections. And I drove it in too deep, and fabulous work there. Not really. Good grief. That's the problem. And this is hard to take full throttle in this car. And then I'm all over the place. Should be catching that average speed again, though. Come on, Mr. Koenigsegg, you're kind of ruining my parade here. Okay, I might end up doing a corner cut here, just to keep my speed up. Because I think you've got to be at average speed every single time you cross the start-finish line. That's how I understand it. So you might have to do that. See a huge corner cut? But there we go. Corner cut if you want to, or if you have to keep your average speed up. That will work, and that's going to be the end of it. Let's move on. Stage 6. This is where it starts to get difficult. Hockenheimring, and it gets difficult pretty quick, I found. So here they substantially overbrake because they're formation driving, which I find interesting. So I kind of wasn't expecting that. That was a very careful pit maneuver. You see, there's 2 ways to set the fastest lap. One is to set a really fast lap and just make sure if someone beats you that you beat them back. 2, set a reasonably fast lap and then slow down the rest of the field. Make them go slower. I'll do a little bit of both. So I hate this corner in this car. I just hate this corner. It feels like I'm on the brakes forever in this car, heading into that hairpin. It is such a tight hairpin. So I find that very difficult in that car. I actually found this difficult. I was surprised how much I was overdriving that corner. And then they really do a bad job there, which makes me happy to know. And even here, they don't do very good. So then you realize, oh, perfect. I've got a couple of good overtaking spots if I need them. If the bots prove to be testy, difficult. I got the whole field behind me. Oh, I'm driving very badly. So this is interesting how you can drive way over there. It's actually not off track to drive way over there. That was bad. So this is going to be very slow. I'm going to be interested to see if anyone beats me. It's very good to watch because you can have guys that are like way further back beating you because I wasn't slowing them down. We didn't have a rolling start. We started from a stop. Okay, this lap will be faster. I can't control them that much. So I'll set a decent lap here. And then I can defend it. So that's pretty good. I'm driving it fast. To take this corner full throttle, you gotta be careful. If you're not intentional enough, you're gonna be in trouble. Ooh, I think I'm in trouble here. Yep, I'm in trouble. Overdrove it. Not good. Ooh, overdrove that. Not good. 56, 50, almost a minute at this point? Oh, I made some big mistakes then. That seems too slow. I gotta do better because there's also time requirements on later stages that are difficult. So way over here is not off track. There's sections that are getting on and off this. 117, I know at a point I've got to be finishing laps in 119. So I'm paying attention to that. That was bad. It was too close. It was too close. Oh, overdriving this a little bit. So that was a decent lap. I don't think I have to worry about slowing him down. I can just try to learn a little bit more about this track. Braking so far back. Ugh. Even then. And drive out is so difficult in this car. Not sure if I should worry about them or not. I guess as long as I'm in front of them. Oh, interesting. If I really stack them up now, yeah, I just have to make sure they don't beat me this lap. Yeah, because I set a pretty good time. Oh, not a great time. I mean, what was it, like high 118s maybe? Horrible time. Again, well, I was driving it a little bit careful. I had about a minute at that point. It's not great. So that could be a problem here. 112. Well, they're nowhere near me. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm in first place. I could let them catch up a little bit, though, to lower that gap. Oh, what's the... What? I guess that was a lapped car. Huh. Okay. This is brutal. Oh, no, this isn't the one. This isn't the one. Actually, this is difficult. This is really difficult. You definitely have to use some acrobatics here to pull this off. So it's not easy, I'll tell you that much. There's one place you can hit speed, but you do not have enough distance to brake properly. There just is not enough track. And the bots don't necessarily help you because I've got more acceleration than them. You're going to see that. Okay, so watch what I do here. As soon as I hit speed, I'm going to have to do sideways braking to slow down enough. So on your left, after this ends, there's a green marker. That's when I need to be on the brakes if I'm braking properly. I'm way past that. Now, you want to have all four tires on track for a big slide like that to work really well. That was okay. I do not want sixth place to get too close to me. So I'm definitely going to keep up my pace here. I want to keep this gap here. I like this gap that I've got. It's really comfortable. If I need to, I could slipstream off of the fourth place car a little bit. I could catch up a bit to do that. But I want to keep a nice gap so that when I throw my car sideways, I don't have to worry about someone T-boning me. That would be very bad. So I am purposely staying close to fourth here. Now I don't want to be super close, Because what happens is, I actually had to do this quite a few times. If I'm too close to fourth, I end up having to pass fourth as I'm reaching my speed target, then throwing the car sideways, and possibly having fourth get tangled up with me and just cause a big fat mess. So that might happen right here. Watch after this, he brakes. So if you've got brake assist on, you're braking there too. I don't have a choice. I've got to pull out here. I'm going to go way out here. Got to hit that 331. Okay, well, let's just see what happens. I'm going to stay up here. Hopefully he drives around me. Perfect. I let him go a little bit. One more time. Still a nice gap. You can see I've got a really nice gap on 6th place. So I don't have to catch up to 4th very much if I don't want to. Oops. Nice to have a buffer zone when you make dumb mistakes like that. So I purposely left that. I've left that buffer zone for myself. Oof. You can see how much time that eats. Oh, interesting. I can see the 3rd place car. So we've been gaining. Very good. Again, not much to worry about here. Just hitting that speed target. I still have a couple of car lengths to go after my speed target, as you can tell. I'm coming to a complete stop quite a ways before the hairpin turn. So there's lots of runoff. You don't really have to worry about it too much. Oh, look at that. That must be lapped cars. I better be careful. I don't want to get too tangled up in this. Well, I'm happy. I've got a nice gap. I can go very far to the right. This is a much longer way around the track. I am gaining, but then I can throw it sideways pretty early. Watch for it to make sure you hit speed. I can pull out of this early. Look at that. Beautiful. No trouble at all. That's got to be a lapped car up there because they're stacking up badly. Yeah, must be a lapped car. On those brakes nice and early. Now here I can get away with a very slight braking point and gain on them. So I'm going to test that out. That's working pretty good. And I mean, obviously that big skid hurts my time. Time doesn't matter for this one. All right. Nice big hairpin, which those are always difficult. The really sweeping hairpins can be hard to maximize. And then this. Again, I'm not too concerned. I'm not going to take it too difficult. I'm not going to take it too hard, I mean. I decided I would let some guys overtake me. I've got just 8th place is all I really care about. I'm not going to fall back any further than that. I just don't think there's any need to. So that's as far as I'm pushing things. All right. This one, time is the problem. Speed is not the problem. And there's enough, the difficulty is you've got to do this stinking hairpin. And my mistake was not the hairpin. My mistake was the corner after the hairpin. I tried taking it a bit wide. You can't do that. There's also no reason to. Like, you're going to see this, that 270 is the target. The darkness is hard to see around, but time, not really a factor. Speed, really not a factor. Lots of extra speed. Now, here's the critical problem. We're going to do watch a few of these. Watch when I get control of the car. It's braking right before I get control. You've got to maximize this as wide as possible. So look at that. That should be good. I'm increasing the length of the track. No, didn't meet minimum speed. So try to take it a little bit wider, and then you end up washing off track. So this is not easy. You've got a minimum speed requirement at the beginning of every lap. You need to go a little bit over to the left, then to the right, then to the left, increase the track length. Lots of off-track available, so I'm going to use that. I've got to win the race. So you can't just turn around at the start and hit your speed target. You got to win this race. So I'm gunning it, man. I'm pushing it. I overdrove this corner. That sucks. But he's going to brake there because he sucks. And I'm going to get some slipstream maybe. And I'm going to do something a little bit radical here. So hold on to your hats. I'm going to drive way past him and do some wall braking. That's a more advanced technique. Because I don't have enough time to brake properly. They're going to pass me at that hairpin, and it's going to be a disaster. I've got a 1:19 lap time I've got to be meeting, and I've got to win. So I just can't be messing around here. You really got to be going for it. So you're seeing I'm driving kind of crazy here. Nuts. But he's going to overbrake for this corner, especially since I've got the lane. See what I was talking about there? Nicely gave it to me. So here's where I'm looking at my reference point. I'm ahead of the 1 minute mark. Good. But I need to take... Oh, criminy. I need to take this wide. I want to set up a speed run. I don't want to struggle. So let's see what I'm at here. Look at this. Nice speed run. Comfortably in the speed run. Good. I failed a few times there, guys, because I didn't have a good enough speed run. So you got to really put it all together here. Get on those brakes nice and early. Overdrove it again. Oh, well. Okay, I'm concerned about time. I might just do wall braking again. I've got a big enough lead I could brake properly, but I'm concerned. We'll just see how this goes. I'm braking properly. Maybe over-braking. Yeah, I'm over-braking it. I over-braked. Yep, over-braked. Oh, come on. That was horrible. It's embarrassing. Okay, brake really early, man. Really early. You can drift this if you want to. I wouldn't recommend a lot of that. Drifting's not faster for the most part in this game. Oh, you can see how slippery this car is. Like, it's just a bit of a disaster. Time. There you go. I'm right around that minute mark again, hitting the hairpin, which is good. It's good. Don't forget to hit minimum speed your lap. Oh, come on. On your last lap. It's very... You sometimes you forget. It's like, oh, it's the end. No, it's not the end. You got to meet your... I mean, it is. But if you're not going fast enough, you fail. Nicely done. There we go. That was difficult. And here we are at stage 7 at Mighty Monza. So this is where you expect targets to get difficult. We expect there to be multiple things, like there's a average speed requirement and a slipstreaming requirement on this stage. He's driving in formation. Get around him. I hate and love how they brake at the exit of the Ascari chicane. It's just nonsense. Like, that's not... Whoever programmed that into these bots didn't know racing. Now here, if you look behind you at a certain point, right around here, you can see the banking. It's behind us. Okay, well, I did not do very well. I'm doing good with my average speed. I've got a lot of slipstreaming to do. So thankfully, position doesn't matter here, because I am way far back, 19th place. So you want to have your drive out of corner 2 here. I mean, maybe they call that one corner, but whatever. It's a left and it's a right, so there's 2 corners. Come on, there we go. This Lamborghini takes a while to get up to speed. He eventually can start to pull away, but not an 18th place bot. He's not really going to get away. I don't want to go mess around with many other cars, especially since he's so easy to kind of stay hooked up with. Here you got to brake pretty early or you're going to lose it in this corner. It's very interesting. So that wasn't good. I'm missing out on slipstreaming the whole time, but this is better. Woo! I took that as wide as you can. Come on, where's my average speed? Come on, 240 something, right? Or is it just 240? Nope, it's definitely not just 240. He might be the wrong dance partner. Because I'm not getting the speed I need. Come on, man, where's my speed? Is it 245? What is it, guys? 241 something, okay? Yes, I should pay better pay better attention to those things. It's actually better to run miles per hour when it comes to speed requirements, because then it's whole numbers. Not a lot of slipstreaming left, so I'm not going to be worried about that I just lost them again. I'm just trying to learn my braking zones here so that I'm going to do good in races coming up that are going to be not easy. Oh, nice. Look at this. No trouble. We should get it all in here. All your Roman cubits. Remember not to get too close. Oh, I won't get it all in. I got to get on those brakes. Don't want to smash them. But he's going to brake at the exit there. Again, nonsense. You do not brake at the exit of a corner. If you are, then you're taking it wrong. You need to be on the brakes sooner. Get your steering in so you're powering out of the exit of the corner, not hitting the brakes. Come on. There we go. Now, I might just overtake him because there's no reason to hang out with him way back here. Because we're done. Yeah, I can go. I went off track there. I could have passed him and seen if there was someone else to get hooked up with for the slipstream, but I didn't want to, just because he was there. And I didn't know how far away 17th place was. So I just decided to leave well enough alone, get the stage done. No trouble now. Average speed isn't a problem. Really, it's not a problem. This is not difficult. But it's good to learn your lessons in the handling of the car at this track. Okay, Chip McGee. Push up to position 11th and then position 8th. Okay, well, I'm just going to go for it and hang back once I get 8th. Let's just see how hard this is. Drive it really aggressive. Let's see. So I'm noticing at Parabolica, man, I got to brake early. It's really easy to lose it in this car. Okay, there's a Senna. No, that's a P1. That's not a Senna. I might have made that mistake earlier, but there were Sennas earlier. Not Senna. I don't recall seeing Senna GTRs. I could be wrong. Definitely were Sennas, though. Was that a good braking zone? Little bit deep. Little bit deep. Oh, off track. Nuts. Not good. But there's 13th and 12th up there. So we see I've got to, that's my minimum. I've got to be up in 11th by the start of the next lap. Now this is where you really make your gains on the bots, driving out of this. Nice. Ooh, that's a Regera. Interesting. He is going to be a problem for me, I bet. And smash another P1. Sorry, Mr. P1. Not a GTR though. Nope, just a regular P1. Give me a push, man. I need to get up here. I need to get past DuPont. Because I need to be that position 11 minimum. Ooh, is he ever braking? Who is this? What is that? Oh, that's a LaFerrari, I believe. Watch this. Substantially over braking it. Also because I was in the lane. So he really gave it to me. Okay, I've got 3 more positions to go. Not this lap, but I've got to be in 8th place by the end of this race. On those brakes very early. Not quite back into the gas where I want to be. I'm using up that track. Okay. Hitting the speeds. What am I hitting here? 340s, pretty much into the 340s. Oh, there we go. There's, I don't know. There's for sure 2 cars there, maybe 3. Not quite sure what I saw there. But it means this shouldn't be difficult. Watch how they're going to really do badly at the next chicane. That's where I should get some nice gains on them. Okay, that's off track what I just did. The second part of that chicane was not. Oh, another Regera. Nuts. That could be problematic. Regeras, they freight train you. So they don't accelerate the fastest. Like, don't get me wrong, they're fast, but they just keep going. So the acceleration in this car will start to taper off. Not in that car. It just freight trains you. So you just have this thing bearing down on you, and you got to be careful. Oh boy. Oh, there we go. There we go. He's up there. Second distance marker. I'm already on the brakes. Mr. Ahmed. Oh, you got lap traffic. Otherwise, I don't know if I'd be catching you. Ooh, I got a feather. I wanted to be full throttle at that point, not on the feathers. I don't like feather pillows. No, just kidding. Not if they got big stems sticking out of them, poking me in the head. No, thank you. Okay. Ahmed is not going to be a problem. Is that I guess we'll find out. If that's a lapped car or just a slow car. Oh, Ahmed's in the Regera. Nasty. Come on. What am I going to do here? Might have to pass them both just because they're here. Yeah, I'm going to be okay. I'm okay finishing 7th. In fact, I might even be okay finishing 6th at this point in the game. In the event, I should say. Depends how slow this dude is. I'm not really looking to have a bunch of people sandwich me and freight train me. Let's stay hooked up. He's trying to lose me a little bit because I'm too close. Then he settles in. Nice, nice. Ooh, I wasn't on those brakes early enough. Well, I'm dumping them. Whoa, really? Interesting. That's not typical. Usually they're not that aggressive. I don't mind. I'm nasty to bots. I really don't mind them hitting me back. Like it's, hey, I get it, man. I've smashed your kind for years. Okay. I'm just going to keep my 6th place finish, thank you. Not concerned about it this late in the event. That's where we're going to finish this. Very nice. Okay, let's get on. Keep moving up to position 3. Am I starting in 8th? Now again, it says no off track. That's not totally true. It's just very limited. Might be 1.5 seconds, might be 1 second. So I want to gain on this guy as much as possible. There's only 2 laps to get this done. So I'm going to really push it. Driving it in pretty aggressively. I want to pass him as soon as possible. That was not great. It was definitely not great. Come on, let's get some slipstream. I want to take you at the 2nd chicane. To do that, I need to be close. Okay, perfect. I can either drive on the inside or the outside. We'll go inside. Nice. Oh, there they are. There's 4th and 3rd. Well, then you can breathe a sigh of relief. But one of them's a Regera. Okay. They might have been dancing because the Regera was getting in the lead, which could be problematic for me. See if I can catch him. Come on, man. Oh, boy, look at that. Look at him disappear. Those Regeras are stinking fast. Watch this. Watch, does he brake? He does. You silly Regera. Braking at the last chicane, at the exit of the chicane. But look at him. He's all over me. Really messing up my braking zone, messing up my throttle zone. So I take off, and I don't get 30 meters. And look at them freight train me. So now I've got to control him. It is not fun to control a Regera. Ah, nuts. Gotta be careful here. No damage, I think it said. Okay, that was nice. That was nice, clean racing. He gave me the lane because I had it. Look at him. He's all over me again. This gets a little bit tense. I can't brake too late. But look at him. He's all over me again. I got to control him. So you got to brake early to control the bot. If he's going to slipstream on you, it's going to wreck your braking zone. Right? Because he's going to be driving you deeper. Oh, that's not good. Here I should be able to gap him. There we go. Nice drive out. Look at that. Nice gapping of him there. And then the Ascari chicane, we know he's going to fall back. On the brakes early. Nice. Come on. I'd love to see this closer to 200. Okay, well, definitely fell back more than 140 because he disappeared. But he's going to be gaining on me so fast. I'm worried. Does he appear? Not yet. Oh, there he is. Okay, 140s. He's going to disappear. Is he going to reappear by the time this ends? I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe not. Okay, not. Now, this is very tough. I spent way too long here because of a problem I didn't know I was having. At this point, I'd been racing for 3 hours with my screen recorder running and my phone plugged in to keep the charge up. That started to overheat the internal guts, which made it so I was having brake pedal and accelerator pedal problems. They kept falling off and I didn't know what was wrong. I updated the game. I wasn't running 12.7.5. I updated my iOS. Anyway, that is necessary. There's no other way I could do this. There's no other way I could catch second place. So I've used up all my off track already. All of it. It's gone. I have nothing left to use. I still have multiple speed requirements that are very hard to hit. I've got all sorts of things I have to do. None of that was off track. What I just did there in the second chicane was on track. That I did not do very well. I really can't afford mistakes. This is very difficult. So you've got to time a bit of off track very early on. LaFerrari is not a problem. You need to get to first place as fast as possible because first place is going to be consistently disappearing. I did drive all the way to the end of this race, and there are no lapped cars to help you. You're on your own. You need to make this happen. So I've got to catch Chip and overtake him right away. Now, what I was saying, other things I did. I updated my iOS, I did hard restarts, I did everything I could possibly think of. Nothing worked. I even reinstalled the game. I then just let my device sit for 4 hours, no trouble. So it was just an overheating issue with my iPhone XR or iPhone XR. That's what I do this event on for flashbacks. My regular phone's an iPhone 15 Pro Max. Okay, so I had to hit speed twice down that back section. Got to do that each time. Hit speed twice down the back section. To do that, slow down by, I don't know, 7 or 8 kilometers an hour. 5 didn't seem to be enough. So 7 or 8. So like again, you've got to get this in now. You've got to be paying attention to everything, not going off track anymore. Maximizing all these corners. Braking early for this corner to maximize the drive out. There we go. That's actually really good. Look at me gain a little bit. Braking early here to maximize my drive out. Again, very nice. I caught Slipstream. We know I can catch him at the Ascari chicane. I can hit speed here and slow down properly, so forget that. Ooh, nuts. I might have damaged myself. Oh, and I sent him off track. Ooh, I was just doing a quick windshield check. It's not cracked. Come on, I need to hit speed here. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, that was close to not hitting speed. There's not a lot of room to spare. And then I'll hit speed here twice, but I'm going to do it with Chip on my bumper. He might overtake me. I'm watching for that 330. It's 329.9, but I'm watching for 330. Then I lift for a bit, then I reapply. Then I'm ready on those brakes. Okay. I'm going to use it up, guys. I think if you're just perfect, you could hit speed here, but I'm really worried about Chip. He's so close. He's gonna cinch that gap so quick, right? So I really need to master this second chicane. I need to do it very well so I drive off from him. That was okay. Oh, look at that. That was actually great. Look how poorly he did. Same with here, doing pretty good, pretty good. That's okay. I think I could hit speed here if I did it perfectly, but I've got enough left to do it on the... I've got enough with 1 to spare. Yeah, 1 to spare. So there, I think I could hit speed if I really pushed it, but I don't want to. I'm scared. Here, I can easily hit speed with room to spare, and then 2 on the back straight, and then I'm going to hit this 1 more time, heading to Parabolica on the last lap. So you do have a little bit to spare. Maybe, I think there's actually 2 to spare. Because there's 11 to do, and you can get 3 per lap, and it's 4 laps. Yeah. Anyway, I like to get 2 more here if I can. The Chip's gonna gain. We get it? Oh, that's right. I decided not to slow down because of Chip. I have to now. I forced myself to hit speed at Parabolica. I cannot make a mistake at the Ascari chicane, or this is all for naught. Okay, Chippy. Like, look how much he's closed up on me again. It's nerve-wracking. Below 100 meters, like 50 meters. So as you can see, there is not room for much mistakes. This becomes a very difficult stage. I could not do it without utilizing some of that off-track allowance. Even though they say no off-track, you can't do any more than I did. You fail. I know, because I failed. A lot. Let's see how close I get here. 321. Really close. I probably could do it. But there's just no need for it. It can go so wrong. And here he's gone. Like, look at that gain. So let's see, 330 what? Nicely into the 334s. Because I was on the throttle early through the Ascari chicane. And there we go. Okay. Now, there's another race to go yet. But there you go, you can see. That's how you do it. You gotta use up. You need to do it all as fast as possible. Use your off track on that very first lap and hunt Chip down ASAP. So, clean head-to-head race. So, no off track, can't take on any damage, extremely minor contact is allowed. Again, I recommend you deal with Chip ASAP. Get on him. Slipstream, maybe late break a little bit. You can afford to tap him a little bit. Not a lot, a little. So watch here. I'm going to give him a tiny nudge and then scrape by him for the lead. He really put on the brakes. Oh yeah, look at that. See how much he closes his gap on me. And he just makes that gap shrink so fast. Holy smokes, man. But then I really do the chicane. You gotta not let it get in your head or you're gonna be in big trouble. Now I just have to calm down, drive it nice, let's go, nice and smooth. That's gonna be below 100 meters by the time I get to my braking point, I bet. Oh boy, he did bad, didn't he? Keep those tires on track in your braking zones. You're gonna be in big trouble. He closes it up and there we go. As long as you're braking, so here's the first distance marker is, where'd it go? Oh, sorry, there it is. And there's a second where I'm on the brakes on the second. Oops, I took 2 tires off track. That's gonna be a problem. Man, Chip got close. Oh my goodness. Chippy Chip. He might be in my slipstream. Wow. There you go, guys. That's how I did it with these upgrades. And now I'll give you my race earnings. I've added it all up. And so there's the additional I got from my race earnings and FamePay. Not bad. So there you go. Please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me today. Drop me a comment if you want to. Best of luck getting your Ferrari. Bye-bye now.